what's going on, everybody? My name's Derek. This is Fatal RPM. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, unfortunately, we are going to be starting the Z for the last time. And that is because it's time to work on the engine, and boy, does this man gotta come out of here. But we're not going to be getting that done in this video because I don't have an engine hoist nor an engine stand. So I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get that, but I do know that we can still work on the engine until then and prep it to be removed. So what we're going to get done today is start up the Z, check the fluids, just to make sure not everything leaked out while it's been sitting here, and just completely wreck the engine. We're going to go ahead and clean off the car as well. Not clean off the car, but like clean off the car. But in addition to that, we'll also move the car out, spin it around, because I feel like I want to work with the front of the car pointing that way and not pointing that way, but it's whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, change my shirt, turn the sun back on, and probably pull the hood. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. The only downside to filming with an wide lens is really hard to get close-ups. At least it's the only one I can think of. Looks good to me. Oh. Also, I'm gonna make my life like 10 times easier and just pull this bumper off, because I know it's gonna scrape on the driveway and I don't want to do that. So yeah, you need to come off. Fighting me. Thank you for not fighting me more than you were. None of this really belongs over here, but whatever. I don't want to get my pants dirty. Why I'm doing that so weirdly. Wrench. Yeah. That's good. Alright. And because this thing is a piece of shit, this thing broke twice. So, you gotta just kinda... Don't worry, the ground on the engine won't be that bad whenever we put the MS3 on here. You got that. Let's hope it starts up first try. Nothing's wrong. Woo! Let's go. I am beyond excited, and I'm holding my tripod because I had it upside down. Nope. Leaking fuel. All right, so with the help of a piece of fiberglass, it's running by itself, albeit a much higher idle than it should be, and filling this garage up very quickly with carbon dioxide, monoxide, whatever it is these things produce. It's getting in here quickly because I can smell it. So we got the garage door wide open, and we're just gonna move the car out here in a second, as soon as I catch my breath. But damn, so this was leaking. It looks like it just dried up. My little T-bar fitting that I had put in whenever we put in the new fuel pressure regulator, because the old one was massively leaking. Alright, so it is officially pulled back into the garage. Man, let me show you something. Because this already looks good and it's getting me super hyped. It's such a small thing, but still. Alright, so you're driving, right? You're cruising down the road, you know, chilling without a belt squeaking. And you just peek into your rear view mirror or your side mirror. You can see the wide body hanging out back there. I don't know why it doesn't look as good as it does on the camera as it does in person, but just looking behind me and seeing that is super cool. I need to get this thing wired back up because that cheap ass add a fuse cable thing stopped working. I don't know how cable stops working, but it did. But now that we got this thing in here, we go ahead, kill the lights, which will probably kill the car for us, which I'm not gonna let it do. We got that. Radio's turning off. Everything's good. I think that door's closed. Security light's blinking. That's probably because the hood's popped. Security light's still on. Security light is still blinking. Why? This is the reason why my battery died. Because security light was on, like constantly flashing, and my footwell lights were on. So like they just stayed on, so I had to unplug them. I don't know, one of the sensors isn't working on the doors. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and turn the sun back on. Cool. That's weird, I put my car outside too. All right, so now that we got the sun on, got my shirt changed. Let's go ahead, oh shit, we gotta pop the hood back. Damn, that is an affirmative click, like, yeah, let's go. So we're gonna have to take the hood off. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea how to take these gas struts out. I'm assuming there's just clips and a ball, but yeah, also have no idea how heavy this hood is. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm gonna clean up this hood a little bit, make a mark, even though it doesn't look like I have to. There's kind of a hard edge on there, but I'm gonna make a mark just so I have my hood alignment all set. I'll make it in 2 places, make one up top and one here on the side. Then we'll pop the clips, let the hood down a little bit, like put like a block of foam or something on top of the engine so that the hood can rest on it and undo the bolts. Let's see, can I still? Yeah, I can still get to those. All right, so that's what we'll do so that I can ease forward whenever we pull the bolts out. So, not sure how well this is going to work, but we're gonna try it at the very least. Alright, let's see how heavy this thing is. Oh, Jesus. It's not heavy, it's just awkward. We waited. Okay. Yeah, no. Ah! I don't like this. No, sir. Oh my God. Oh, look at my shirt. Holy shit. Alright, so that was actually not that hard. We'll fix this up at some point. But we got that. I lost the clip to this because it went flying out compared to that one. That one actually stayed on there. So what I did is I used a zip tie, and actually I can look in there and see how it works. You want to go from the side that isn't in. So there, and can you tell from the outside? A little bit. This side's bulged out compared to the other side. So you want to kind of pry off on that end, and then it should come out. But this one stayed in here. I just used a zip tie to be able to grab on it, and I was pulling on it, and this actually came right off the little nipple on the hood over there. So that's that. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave those there. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to pull the AC stuff, because these lines aren't charged, as I've showed in a previous video, I'm sure. But just so you can see, there's no pressure on that whatsoever. Same on the other side, no pressure at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and break that down because that's where the turbo is gonna sit anyway. So we need to pull the belt, which means we need to pull the tensioner. pull the tensioner, pull the belt, and then we can start taking all that off. I'm curious. Honestly, I guess we'll figure it out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start taking stuff out that I can. But I'm not gonna fight with anything, seeing as how the engine's coming out anyway, and there's no point in fighting it when I'm gonna be able to get to everything around it. So I'm gonna take off what I can as far as these AC lines and stuff. I'm not gonna really worry about unmounting the AC because it looks like that's gonna be a bigger job than it really needs to. Whenever we put the Ross Performance trigger kit on here, it's not gonna have power steering, so we're gonna have to go to electric power steering, and it's also not gonna have AC. In addition to the Performance kit not supporting the AC, which is part of the reason why I got it, is because we're not gonna be able to run that AC anyway, because that's where the turbo is gonna sit. So there was it wasn't a question on if that was an issue with me or not, because regardless of how I did it, I was not going to be able to use the OEM AC location. However, I do want to probably switch to an electric AC setup at some point. When that'll happen, I don't know, but you best believe there will be a video on it whenever I do it. So just stay tuned for that. But what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to start pulling all the stuff that's keeping this engine in here other than motor mounts and exhaust shit. So honestly, I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna look around and then we'll review it. You'll start seeing me pull stuff, and you'll kind of know at that point that that's in the way and causing issues. All right, so, whoa. All right, y'all, so right now, as we sit, we got the cruise control or idle air control, whatever it is. We got that out. We went ahead, we took off the belts. I didn't have this lens on the camera when I was doing this, so I wasn't really able to get a good shot of it. But went ahead, took off the belts. This guy wasn't moving. This is the power steering pump. After I took off the bolts, so what I did was, or took off the bolts for the tensioner, there you go, which is just under it, like down in there. It's really hard to see, but it's like right down in there. And it wasn't trying to move, so what I ended up doing was I was getting a pry bar and a 1/2 inch to go ahead and turn the crank, put the pry bar under the belt and pry it off, which was super simple. Funny thing is, when I started doing this, it started moving down slowly, but not nearly enough for me to actually get it off. So we did that. We also took the AC belt off as well as the AC lines. You can see, like, this thing didn't have anything in there. It was completely empty. So that's why my AC didn't work. But I went ahead, plugged these up because I might want to just, you know, sell that or give it to someone who needs it. So if you need a AC pump, just let me know. I got one. I think it's working. I'm pretty sure it's relatively new. Like, it doesn't look that old, honestly. I'll see if there's a way to take this second guy off, because there's no real need to actually even have that there anymore. But that is what that is now. So what we're going to be doing next time is we are going to go ahead and drain the fluids and everything. I really don't have the time, unfortunately, today. The funny thing is between those two clips at the very beginning was about a week of time. The last week has been absolutely ridiculous. But even though it's not a lot, I wanted to get something out there. Maybe you learn something, make something a little bit easier on yourself as far as taking some of this stuff off the car. If you know what you're doing, it helps. And also, if you want to give me any tips or anything, let me know down below. If you want to see, so how I want to do this is I want to pull the engine, and then we're going to start putting the mods on the car. So in this order, as far as what we have for the car, we have the MS3, we have the Ross Performance Kit, we have the turbo, manifold, and turbo themselves. That which is going to take the longest as far as videos go, because I don't have all the necessary things for it, i.e. like the oil lines and the coolant lines for the turbo itself, as well as none of the piping either. I'm waiting for the sub box to finish getting installed, which it's been about a month now, so I don't know when that's going to happen. But when it does, that's when we'll be able to kick things into high gear as far as stuff goes, because I want to start learning how to weld. And even though it might look like shit, it doesn't matter if it has a heat shield on it, so you won't be able to see the welds anyway. But either way, let me know what you want to see down below. When I pull the engine, honestly, I think the first thing that's going to happen, other than cleaning it up, is going to be installing the Ross trigger kit, because I did hit them up about one of the pieces that actually wasn't designed for this car, and they said, oh shit, that's not supposed to be for that car, so you can return it, we can give you a refund. But I want to see if there is a way that I can make it work with the setup that we have here. So I actually have to email them back and let them know that. So that's what I think I'm going to do first. We can always mock up the turbo and stuff as well. We're going to do that. Like, that's probably going to be one of the first things that we do once we get the exhaust manifolds off the car. So yeah, just let me know what you want to see down below. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button if you like the video, as well as hit the subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it, so you get notified whenever I drop a new video if you would like to support me a little bit more. As always, I want to thank you again for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.